Hey guys, so today I'm going to be teaching you how to string a classical guitar. The things that you're going to need are the saddle, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit, that goes here in the bridge. You're going to need wire cutters to cut the strings off later towards the end of the video. And you're going to need a pair of classical nylon strings for your guitar. I prefer a medium tension, but you could also go with a low or high tension string, depending on what you prefer. One thing I do want to mention before we start. I play guitar left-handed, so everything that I say will be backwards from a right-handed player. I will make a comment anytime that there is a difference in this video. If you look at your saddle, you're going to have one side that is slightly taller than the other side. The side that's taller is going to go where your lowest or the thickest string is on the guitar. You're going to place that standing upright on the bridge and make sure that it's the right distance apart, not hanging out to the side, but just right in the middle. So I just opened my packet and I pulled out all the strings, and when I look at each packet, it's going to tell me a name, A, 5th string, and so on. We're going to be putting the strings in the guitar in order 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, going from right to left because I'm left-handed, and this is a left-handed guitar. But if you're playing a right-handed guitar, you're going to go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And to get started, there's a little hole in the front and on the back of the bridge. We're going to want to stick the string through the hole in the front to come out the bottom. And we want to take about, say, 3 to 4 inches of string. From here, what we're going to do is we're going to loop the string behind on the left side, come under the string. And what we're going to do is hold the string down on the bridge as we pull this loop, nice and snug, but not too tight. What we want is to get a nice snug grip right here where it's not too tight, where it's going to pinch the string wrong, but nice enough to where it's going to keep the string from coming loose at all. And one thing to make absolutely sure of is that when you pull this tight, you want the string to hold the string down here on the guitar so the string doesn't loop up here at the top. Because if the string loops up at the top, say up here like this, your string is going to unwind. So you want to make sure that when you pull this loop tight, you're holding down low to get it nice and tight over this corner. And then move on to the next string. Alright, now for the A string, when you feed it through, make sure that you have the E string sitting on top of the A string, so when you put all the strings through, it's going to make a nice hold right here, and it's going to keep your strings from buzzing on the guitar anytime you strum. Once you get the A string fed through the 5th string, you're going to want to wrap it around, and we're going to go under again, but this time, and for the rest of the strings, we're going to come loop it twice, because this makes sure it keeps a really good tight snug hold, and we're going to pull it tight again here and lay it down across for the next string. And this is a nice tight hold, and it's not going to come off very easily. We're going to do this loop for the other strings, and it's going to look really nice. Continue this process with the D and G strings, but when we tie the B string, we will be doing something slightly different. Alright, now that we got the E, A, D, and G strings on, and we're moving on to the B and high E strings, we're going to do something a little bit different from these ones. What we're going to do when we're tying the B string on, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take it around the left, loop it under twice, but instead of pulling it all the way tight, we're going to leave it for a little loose, because on the E string we are going to loop it going from right to left and tie it under the B string. So they're going to be tied under each other basically. So we feed the E string through. Get a couple inches. Now instead of coming around the back on the left side, we're going to come around the back on the right side and come under twice. What we're going to do, we're going to take a couple inches, hold it down in the corner, make sure the B string is under us, and start to pull it tight. Just like that. So now our B string is trapped, and we have to put the E string right under it. Just like that. Alright, we finished the bottom part of the strings, and now we're going to do the top. First thing that we want to do is make sure that all the capstan holes are facing towards us. And what we're going to do, we're going to pick up the E string here, and what we're going to do is we're going to line it up on the nut, and we're going to feed it through this first capstan. The order of the strings on the capstans goes 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So it's going to go E string, A string, D string, G string, B string, E string. So we're going to feed it through the front of the hole. Pull it a little tight, but make sure it's not too tight, because we're going to need to wind it around the capstan to make sure the string is tight when we finish. Now we're going to feed the string through the front, pull it down. What we're going to do here is we're going to take the string, feed it behind, and make a nice U shape right underneath the string that we fed it through, and feed it back again. So we're going to end with a nice little U shape, and now we want to start twisting the peg clockwise. It'll turn the capstan up and backwards, pulling the string nice and tight. We want to turn it about 180 degrees so we can get the string to have a nice tight pinch on our U shape that we put in. And make sure that you're lining up the string with the proper slot in the nut. And we're going to continue to do this with all the strings, starting E and now up to A. Feed it through the front. Back through the top. Pull it down. Make it come underneath. and the U shape. Pull it nice and tight. Once you get your U shape, hold it and start turning. Just about 180 degrees, so you know you get a good pinch and you can let go of your string. Make sure it's lining up. We're just about done now. Start winding up all of the strings until you can hear an audible pitch when you pluck the string. Here, you want to stretch the strings out. When you string a guitar and tune it, you will notice that the strings keep lowering in pitch for a day or so. This is because the nylon is still adjusting and loosening from the tension of winding the strings. Stretching helps relax them, and you can do it just by tugging and pulling a little, going up and down from the bridge to the frets. After you do that, tune up your guitar once and trim any excess string that you have hanging off of the bridge or the head of the guitar, and you're ready to play. Just remember to keep a tuner with you for the first day or so until the guitar stays in pitch, and then you're all set.